Hi everyone, I'm Vij Senthilnathan. I'm an Evergreen resident. We moved to Evergreen in 2017. I live with my husband and two children in the Evergreen community. I work for a rare disease company, PTC Therapeutics, and I majored in molecular medicine and I run clinical trials for the company. I moved to the US in 2009 after my marriage. I lived in England prior to that. I did my master's in the University of Sheffield and worked in India and moved to the US. I started my blog in 2008, and since then I've been sharing a lot of my heirloom recipes and recipes from my grandmother. She's the one who taught me how to cook, and also my recipes are influenced by my mom. Both these women have a great influence, and I try to share those recipes to my daughter, and I want my son and my daughter to carry it forward. Hence, I started documenting it in my blog. And in 2014, Spices and Aroma emerged as a supper club in San Francisco, and we did that for 4 years. I also volunteer my time for nonprofits that I come across. I've been working with People with Empathy, and I'm one of the board member. The mission of the organization is to break down silos between the healthcare and initiate discussions that has not been addressed so far. So, People with Empathy has been a very personal journey for me to to bring the knowledge I've gained in my professional life and my interaction with the patient community and connecting those dots. So, People with Empathy, founded by Christine and Spandon, their mission is to connect these patients' community and be the voice and talk to pharma or even talk to the researchers who are working on a particular disease condition. So, with this platform, I'm trying to help them and work with them on doing a grassroots level awareness program about clinical trials. And People with Empathy also wants to have conversation with patients who has a voice and who can share their journey with us so that can be carried forward and brought to table with pharma. I've been in the rare disease space since 2014, and that has given me a wonderful opportunity to interact with a lot of rare disease patients and their parents. So I've been involved with Indo-US Rare, a nonprofit created in the US, which connects and links the people from India with what is happening in the West. So through that, I want to use this opportunity to say, there is a predominant Indian population which is suffering from rare disease, and I hope we can be a medium to, pass on the information and share knowledge and what could be done to that particular disease space. When you're a new rare disease parent or newly diagnosed with a condition, the first point of contact will be to reach out to Global Genes, NORD, then Indo-US Rare, People with Empathy. There are so many organizations like these who can guide you on the next steps and also connect you to the parents undergoing the similar path. So it might not give you an immediate answer, but it will help you have conversation with people who are undergoing the same kind of process and trying to find a diagnosis or trying to find a treatment plan for their children or for adults. One of the challenges we are facing or hearing about is newly diagnosed community of rare disease parent or the patient is connection, they don't know whom to go talk, and also some of them would like to also participate in clinical trials. Currently, we have a lot of parents contacting us about a newly diagnosed rare disease condition. What we notice mostly is the lack of awareness about interacting with pharmaceutical companies or participating in a clinical trial or even a referral to the exact, like a correct specialist to talk about the condition. As a person, I love music. I like to spend a lot of time with my kids. We cook together, and basically, I add a lot of humor to my life, so that keeps me going. And the rule of the house is like treat others the way you want to be treated. And I'm very, I mean it when I teach that to my kids, and try to follow it. Yeah. I grew up in Madras. I still call it Madras because Madras is an emotion and Chennai is the city now. My dad is a chartered accountant and my mother is a homemaker. I'm an only child, so growing up, I spent a lot of time with my mom. And what I am today is because of her upbringing and the values she taught me. So I owe this all to her and my dad. and my dad is the most humorous person I have met. So a lot of humor in life is because of him. I think with COVID, all of us are going through a lot of changes, especially kids. My kids are still handling, working from mom working from home or they homeschooling. And also talking about the patient community, they are also compromising a lot of care because the rare disease community has always said what we are doing now with COVID-19 is what they've been doing all these years. And we see an expedited approach towards drug development at this point, which is totally a different topic to talk about. But COVID 19 has taught us a lot about being grateful and thankful for what we have. And my life, if I have to say, my kids were in 2 weeks in staying at home. They were like every morning they wake up and they'll go, "What day is today?" And I'll be like, "Day 10," because I'm so done. I just realized now the problem was not with the teacher. So homeschooling is really hard. I think one issue which all of us should think about is at any point in our life we can become a patient. And once we start wearing their shoes and looking at their journey from their perspective, we will all know how best we can do to be empathetic to their requests and needs and also walk the journey with them towards whatever they want to reach. So you could be a caregiver, you could be a parent of a rare disease child, or you yourself can be a patient. So with people with empathy or any non-profit that's existing to address these issues, I would like you to think in their shoes and be a part of it. I think the bottom line is like staying fit. So you're there for your family and for your community. So I promote a lot of healthy eating and including the concept of Ayurveda in my daily cooking. For instance, we have been drinking the turmeric milk for ages until it became so popular as turmeric latte, or using coconut oil or a coconut-based diet even before Dr. Oz spoke about it. So all I want to suggest is go back to your basics, cook the meal from scratch, and have a healthy and a happy life. And when I came here, I was on a H4 visa, a spouse dependent visa. I couldn't get to work. I was working prior to moving here. So it is a big change, and you're at home trying to figure what you want to do out of life. But my blog kept me busy. I created a lot of recipes around that time, and also I applied for a lot of volunteering positions at San Jose State University and UCSF. I would have written like 50 emails to so many profs and only few got back to me. And by end of June, I found a lab manager role at San Jose State University. And we were living in Milpitas before. I used to take the 66 bus and go to San Jose downtown thrice a week. And when I joined, I wasn't sure what I'm going to do with that because I didn't have the visa. I didn't know how long it's going to take me to get back to the workforce, but I made connections. So that's a very important learning, and I try to tell that to my kids or any high schoolers I talk with. The connections is so important, so always remember to be nice. Santa is watching. So I must admit there are moments where you want to just give up everything and pack your bags and go back home to daddy's home. But that happens for all of us. And because the only most important thing as a woman is to have that confidence to exist. And that comes through your career or whatever you want to do. Like if you're able to do things that you want to do, that gives you that happiness and contentment in life. So for me, there are days where I've been really sad and depressed, trying to figure like how the whole thing is going to pan out. But my lessons learned is stay consistent. Like I did volunteering at San Jose State. Then I went and volunteered at UCSF with Dr. Alka Kanaya on a very amazing project called Masala Study, which is a cardiovascular study we did. And she is still my reference for my next job move. So again, it comes back to, building those network has helped me. And I've met amazing women and who have shared their stories with me. And those things kept me very positive and happy. And I'm basically a happy person who has, add a lot of humor and laugh about things. So always remember, if you fall, you have to just bounce back. That's the only way out. My kids, they try to call me like trying to be funny mommy because I always try to make them laugh. I think my husband finds me like, an all-rounder. She's like, he's my best PR. wherever he goes, any party he goes, he talks such good things about me. I really wonder, like, is that you who's talking about me like that? So he does that. Stress busters, of course, like on days when I don't want to do anything, I sit right in front of the TV and binge watch with a lot of food. And my favorite is jalapeno potato chips. So if you find me lucky, just grab it and give it to me. And talking about community, I really enjoy shopping at the Evergreen Farmers Market every Sunday. You can see me there, like I'll be there walking, talking to all the farmers. I've been doing that since 2017. It's a beautiful community. Evergreen Village Square is so beautiful to hang out with friends. I think that was my starting point to go make new friends. And the neighborhood where I live, my right opposite my house is my neighbor who founded the Shankara Eye Foundation. The couple, they are one of the most amazing connection I made after moving to Evergreen. They are like my parents here. We touch base very often. So I'm very thankful for being connected with really kind souls who put you on the next pedestal to continue a journey in life, and a lot of positive energy. And I see that here. And I hope our kids will nurture that and make use of those positivity and flourish and, have a very happy and a healthy life forward. So I feel at this time, at COVID-19, everybody is going through a lot of challenges. For instance, our gardeners, house cleaning help. So if we continue to, financially support them in this time of need, that's somewhere to begin with. And also suggest, spreading the idea of, like, for the kids to, you have to help others, and being purposeful of life is what I want to convey through this platform. And I also want to give a shout out to the high school kids. I know my friends, son Nick or Anirudh, they're doing amazing stuff. So this starts very young, and you guys will be an inspiring story to share for my kids, who are the next generation that's coming on board. So keep it going, and everybody have a purpose, and let's pass it on. I'm Vij Senthilnathan, and this is my Evergreen story.